Hey everybody, welcome to Love and Reload, the voice of the relocation industry. I'm your host, Ben Cross. I'm so blessed and honored to be here with my friends and the organizers of the NTRP conference that's coming up here. We've got Tom Richardson from Equus. We've got Jonathon Johnson over here from Prime Lending. And we've got Sharrell Kilgore from NEI Global. How are y'all doing today?
Good. Thanks for having us, Ben.
Well. I'm excited to have you, and I'm a little raspy. I'll be honest with you. I woke up in New Orleans this morning at 4:30 in the morning, and I'm a little raspy here. But get in the comments here, hit that like button. Yes, Richard Majewski, we are going live. Don't go to bed yet. I know it's late in London town. Stick it out. Janet Turner's at 4 p.m. Central. You people, I love y'all. Look at all these great fans here. Rob Zeitz, get in the comments, hit that like button, put your questions in here. We're going to be talking about, all the things, right? The agenda. You guys are doing really cool stuff right now. I hear that it might be a record-breaking conference. I mean, you must be pretty stoked right now, huh, Sharrell?
We are, yes. So I have the honor this year of being NTRP president, and we have taken on a very ambitious goal of working with UT Dallas and their Global Mobility Club. We have 2 full days of content. Our corporate membership have begged for more time to network, to workshop, and we are giving them a full day. We've got real estate updates, we've got domestic topics, global employment. I think we're going to talk about how to set that up, immigration, building a compelling business case, workshopping how to manage your program, different services and advances that you might have.
I got a question. I got to stop you.
Yeah, that's just day one.
I know. I'm like, I need a break. Is it time for the coffee break yet? No, you mentioned something about a business case. And by the way, get in the comments here if you got questions about what Sharrell's talking about. Hit that like button, get in the comments. But when you talk about building a compelling business case, why is that a topic of conversation at a global mobility conference?
Because oftentimes, and I'm pretty sure our corporate friends would agree, mobility is the afterthought. And I think the very compelling thing that Kerwin brought to us in this agenda is how to train other corporate leaders of how to really sell global mobility within their organizations, and the opportunity that talent management would be better if they are part of the story at the beginning rather than the afterthought of, hey, just execute on this. So he's going to teach those corporate friends of ours all sorts of tips and tricks on how to build that compelling business case internally.
Yeah, it's a super important skill, honestly. I mean, how to be relevant in your organization, how to persuade people to your way of thinking. I mean, these are skills, that we've talked about for 100 years, but for some reason, sometimes we miss it in the context of our job. We want to kind of come and talk about the nuts and bolts of mobility and immigration and tax and things like that. But if nobody cares in your organization and nobody listens and nobody funds it,
right?
And that's really the issue I think that we're looking at these days. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I think that we often are seen as very administrative in what we do. And now we keep talking about elevating mobility. We talk about how we're more strategic, how do we let the business know what we're doing, and how do we show our value? And that's kind of what we're talking about. So it's mobility with a purpose, and we're showing our purpose internally as well.
Yeah, I want to put that out actually to the folks that are watching out there, and we're going to give some shout outs, but I see you out there, Michelle, Christina. Have any of you had success building a business case internally, and what has it taken to do that? How do you get people's attention and convince them to invest in things? And while people are noodling that and coming up with brilliant answers that I'm going to read, we're going to give some shout outs here. Rob Zeitz checking in here. Janet Turner checking in. Karen Gerba. Hi all. What's up, Karen? Good to see you there. Here we go. Does this thing work? Is this thing on here? Maria. What's up, Maria? Whoop.
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 Your whoop is so much better than my whoop.
Whoop. Yeah. Well, when you're Aggie, that's...
Is that an Aggie thing?
Oh, yeah.
You guys practice that? There you go. Let me hear your whoop.
Huh?
Whoop. Yeah.
There you go.
It's the sound of a frog dying.
We don't get that excited in England.
Yeah.
You know about
That's
Oh, yeah. You're football. You
want to give a whoop a
I'll
go?
give it a whoop.
Your whoop had an accent.
It did.
That was kind of
very
cute. I like
Southern.
that. Adrian Grimes checking in here, Gloma HQ. We got a woo. We got just a pure woo. Christina
Woo.
checking in. Woo. Team NTRP. I'm hoarse, y'all. I've been wooing a lot, honestly.
I bet you have.
I'm all wooed out. Jillian Guzza checking in here. Non Park checking in here. Look at the fan base checking on punctuality. Yes, we're a little late, okay? We're having
We
four
are.
people live at once in one place.
That's a lot.
It's a lot going on, Okay, a little grace, please. All right? Love you guys. Daisy checking in here. Fantastic. Michelle. Look at Michelle here. Hi, NTRP team. Can't wait to see y'all in Dallas soon. How many folks we got registered right now? Jonathan.
We are about to hit 200.
To hit 200?
Probably by the end of this broadcast, we'll hit 200.
If you have not registered yet for the NTRP conference, including my team, make sure you go and register for the conference. Jonathan's over here. He's got a goal.
We got to
200.
break 200.
We've got room for 250.
When this did not turn into a telethon, 250. I mean, you went from give me 6 to give me 56. This is
Goals, lofty
my
goals.
gosh. All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You really think you can hit 250 by the time the conference goes off, though? For real?
I don't know. We've got to
That's a
turn in
lot.
numbers by Friday. So
Oh, and then what is registration closed on Friday?
registration closes on Friday. There is urgency.
Friday
to
of this
your
week?
need. Yeah. The 11th. We've got to
Like
turn
people
in
can't
numbers.
just like show up. I'm trying to get a bootleg ticket in the parking lot like a Cowboys game.
You know, I'm sure
be
day
out there
of,
selling
we're going to
t-shirts.
have to be
Selling
out
NTRP
there
t-shirts.
opening registration day of. But we've got to turn in numbers on Friday. So please register.
And what is the makeup of the attendees this year? What's it looking like?
We're probably 30% corporate. We've got probably about the same 30% in students from UT Dallas, which is exciting.
Okay.
And so then that other 40% or so is professional services. So
Yeah.
Like us.
So, yeah, 30% student, 30% corporate, and then 60%
40%,
supplier.
yeah.
40.
40, yeah.
Don't math me.
Not today.
I'm all mathed out. All right, y'all. Jeez.
And Sharrell, it's April the 22nd to the 23rd.
April 22nd and 23rd. We've got a happy hour on the afternoon of the 22nd.
Let's talk about happy hour. Let's unpack that.
Let's unpack
Janet Turner
happy
says
hour.
Sharrell is on it. Yes, she is on it. Let's talk about happy hour. You got my attention.
So we're actually shifting gears. We were planning to have happy hour at UTD, but they're actually having a ring ceremony, so we've got to get out of there.
I like that idea anyway. Let's get off campus.
We're
Come on.
getting off campus.
How much fun?
We're going to party off campus. So we're going to go to the 5th, right? Isn't it the 5th?
The 5th.
We've got the whole patio at the 5th for
That's
hour,
gonna be
hour and a half.
good. That's gonna
Yeah.
be popping. The 5th
Yeah.
at the patio. Hopefully the weather's like not too crazy hot, but it'll be nice and
Yes.
later in the day, so it'll probably be kind of nice out.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be great.
I've not been to the 5th yet. It looked like I was looking around here at restaurants and things like that. It looks like the nicest close restaurant. It looks kind of nice.
Yeah.
And there's like a fireplace out there and like
Yes. Great patio space.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So
All right.
we're
And that's
gonna
gonna be
head up.
from like 4:45 to
4:45 to 6. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sheila's probably going to kill me because I probably got those times wrong. But sorry, Sheila.
Happy hour is literally the only thing I know about this conference. I know it's 4:45 to 6. I checked. I did my homework. I checked that everything else is bad math. But that's at a minute. I think. I got it.
Yes. Yes.
This is great.
Yeah.
Scott Chapman says it's going to be an amazing conference. Chappie, what's going on?
Chappie.
We got a question here. Oh, look at this. Kristen Ruth says FOMO, 90%,
Kristen.
99% popped on to say hi. Hey, Kristen, it's good to see you. Go Cowboys. Jillian Guz has a question. Thanks, Jill. Thanks, Jill.
Thanks, Jill.
Thank you, Jill.
She says, what are y'all? She's look at her getting her y'all
She's
on.
getting
I didn't
good.
take
Yeah.
that.
6 months
Yeah.
here, she's yawling.
Good.
What are y'all most excited for at the conference? And I'm going to go I'm going to go this way. I'm going to go to
Okay.
Tom.
Okay, so I am on the NTRP committee for sponsorship. And I'm also on a UTD committee as well with the Global Mobility Club.
Okay.
So I have a foot in both. I think it's going to be really cool to see the students from the Global Mobility
Yes.
Club and their experiences. They're super excited to listen to the professionals and the corporates that we have. And I'm also really excited for the schedule that we have as well. I
Yeah.
think we talked about building a business case. We're going to talk about mobility for good.
Yes.
Jonathon and I are super excited about that. I just think it's a really nicely curated 2 days. So
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a lot of value.
I love talking to the UTD students. They are so smart, and they are so curious.
Yeah.
And they're such a global student population. I mean, when you talk to these young people, their lives, I mean, many of them are from other countries or their parents are from other countries, right? So they've lived out, they have their own global mobility stories.
That's exactly right. Yeah. You will talk to them about mobility and they say, yeah, I get that. I've moved 3 times already.
Yeah.
You know? And so those are the real lives that we're impacting. And that's really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And Jonathon, what are you most excited about?
I'm kind of the same way with the students. There's so many moving pieces that have to do with global mobility, not just mortgage or finding a house to buy or selling your house.
It's not all mortgage?
It's not all mortgage. I try to focus mostly on mortgage, but it's not all mortgage.
Isn't that funny? Like how like I was a mover, right, forever, and like we focus on our part, it's the most important part, you know.
But
it's
you
all-
know, they're for them to be able to learn about just the tax piece of it or the software pieces of it. There's so many pieces that are in the background that they don't ever get to see or hear about because all they hear about is global mobility. And so when they start to learn about the software that's involved in the tax assistance and the immigration system and stuff like that, I think that piece of it's going to be really exciting to hear and also watch them learn about all of that through this whole program.
Yeah, for sure. And then Sharrell, what are you most excited? I know just
Here we
one
go.
thing.
This is like asking me who my favorite child is.
You know you got one. They're not watching. Who is it? Say it. Say it. Say it.
It's the donkey,
It's
right?
the oldest.
It is the baby donkey. So just in the last couple of days, we went from we were going to have one person talk about ChatGPT and AI,
Okay. What's that?
and now we're going to have a whole panel of experts talking about AI, not just ChatGPT, but all sorts of different AI functions that we as professionals can utilize. And if I can have a second favorite part, our scholarship.
Yeah.
I love to hear those high school students share their stories.
Yep.
And so that is also part of this, which I think is really cool because we've got UTD students, but then we're also going to have the high school students that are winning their scholarships as well.
Yeah, I love it too. And so the high school students are going to be present, or
Yeah.
for the ceremony.
Yeah.
That's really cool. I enjoy that very much. I served on the scholarship committee once upon a time and read through all those, and I think we awarded 3. And then
Yeah.
I think the workforce mobility, the Foundation for Workforce Mobility, contributed some as well.
They did.
Is it Blue Light? Is it focused on them? All right, we're good. Producer Samara over here, also from UTD.
She's doing a great job.
Doing a great job. I don't say that enough to you, Samara. You're doing a really
Ben, you
great
hired a
job.
great gal.
Doing a really, I
Yeah.
do take full credit for that part,
Yeah.
hiring her.
There you go.
No, but yeah, another UTD success story over here. But what I didn't realize about the scholarships until I kind of got into it, because so many of these young people are from other countries. In fact, all 3 of the ones that we awarded my year were from their parents were from another country, or they not only have out-of-state tuition, they have out-of-country tuition. Oof. I didn't realize that, but if you're not from the United States, and then you're also not eligible for all the federal student loan. So the FAFSA and the Pell Grants and the Stafford Grants and all the stuff, you don't get any of the assistance. So programs like this are more important than ever.
Yeah.
I totally missed that. I mean, it's so funny. You're in this business long
Yeah.
enough, you think you know so much, and then you find new aspects of mobility that you just had no idea about.
Yeah.
So appreciate
Good.
what you guys do from a scholarship standpoint.
Yeah, it's awesome.
yeah.
We ended up with 20 entries.
Wow.
20. That's incredible.
How many awards are you going to give out?
Probably 3.
3.
Yeah.
And it's always challenging, right? Because you want to give as many kids something, but you also
Right.
want it to be impactful and
Yes.
meaningful.
Yeah.
So it's like, and you only got so much money to give every year.
Yeah.
How much money do you try to give each year?
Last year, I think we did a 3,000, a 2,000, and a 1,000.
Yeah.
So it is
$6,000.
impactful. It's $6,000 out of our budget, but that's an impactful amount of dollars for those high school students as well. So
Every little
that'll
bit
buy
counts.
some books.
You know, say books, buy some food for them while they're in their dorms.
Yep.
Every little bit counts.
Where does that money come from? Like, how do people's contributions to NTRP, manifest in this way?
It's part of our annual budget, and so all of the revenue that we bring in goes into that budget, and we allocate those dollars at the end of each year in preparation for the New Year's budget.
First
So
and foremost, it comes from our amazing sponsors.
it does. Our sponsors, our members, it's incredible.
Do we have a record sponsor year as well this year?
We do have a record sponsor year. Way to go, sponsorship!
Who's hosting
Yes,
Why
yes.
don't you toot your own horn there, huh? Tom?
Yeah.
Not just me. There is a sponsorship committee.
But you're on it, right?
Yeah, a small part.
So
of
you
Yeah.
this,
speak
you know.
for it. Go
But
ahead.
yeah, we have 53 sponsors this year.
53
Dang,
sponsors.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
That is a record number of sponsors as well. And I do have to give credit where credit is due. Kerwin Guillermo did bring
Yeah.
in 4 of those sponsors himself.
Wow.
So Kerwin, we owe you a debt of gratitude.
That's awesome. Hit that like button. What advice would you give to other regionals out there that are trying to get sponsorship? How do you engage with the commercial side of the business?
I think make sure that you're listening to your audience. So what we heard was that our 2 days had to be impactful, had to be valuable, not just for the suppliers and the corporates, but for the industry as well.
Yeah.
And so the more that we pushed that out, the more we explained what we were doing, people were like, yeah, I understand it and I want to take part. And so we were really delighted that our top level sponsors went really quick.
They were gone immediately. And to that point, we always look year over year, we look at where our sponsorships were. Last year, I think we did a lot of separate event sponsorships, and people didn't like that as much. They wanted to have a big annual sponsorship. And then we had some sponsors that said, you're not charging enough. We want to spend more money with you for more exposure. And so to Tom's point, exactly, those top 2 sponsorships, they were gone immediately. And then we ended up having a record number of that second tier. What's that? Our Mavericks? Stars.
I think it's this Mavericks.
Mavericks.
All I know is Cowboys is the lowest one.
Cowboys.
Sorry, Cowboys fans.
We
The
love the
biggest sponsorship
Cowboys.
should be the Jerry Jones sponsorship or something, like the big
But
billionaire
we went based
sponsorship.
on who had won the most recent big national title, right? So the Rangers won the most recent World Series.
Sharrell, you keep talking with your hands and the AI
Sorry.
camera.
I'm
You're
gonna
going to hear
sit on
about
my
this
hands.
at NTRP about AI, how cameras will follow you if you make a lot of hand gestures. Yeah, mostly for safety. Let's see here. We got people coming in here. Get in the comments here. Shout out to the sponsors. Maria says yes. Janet Turner saying love the scholarships too. I currently volunteer for the Global Moving Foundation fundraising committee. That's a lot of words. With the IM and pushing for UC Dallas and this group to collaborate for scholarship opportunities.
Awesome.
Super interesting, Janet. Put in
Yeah.
there how people would do that. Jack Taylor says, hey, all just logging in. What was the focus on the NTRP meeting this time? We're talking about the agenda, everything that's going to be happening there. We got the planning committee, some of the planning folks here. Sharon, so excited for 2 days with NTRP. What's up?
That's Sharon Pfeffer.
It is.
I love her.
She's got great energy, doesn't she?
She does.
Oh, yeah.
She does.
Yeah. We need to have her on the show.
You do.
She's
I'm not
popped in
sure
on
this
us
room
before.
is
Big enough?
Big
for
enough.
the 2 of us?
for you and
I
Sharon.
know, really. We need to get like a soundproof room.
The day after New Orleans, though.
I'm a little subdued today, I'll be honest with you. I'm a little tired right now. I got 3 hours of sleep. Rob says, we had sleet up here and y'all are talking about patios.
Yeah.
Just rubbing it in.
I had to turn on the seat air conditioners on my way over here. It was hot.
But yesterday we had the heater on.
Yeah, that's true.
Go figure.
It's a little
Texas.
crazy.
That is Texas, huh? Daisy Sinclair wants to know what is included in the happy hour. Do we get like a free cocktail or something? How's this work?
There's going to be free
bring my
cocktails.
own?
There's going to be some light bites. There's going to be a lot of great networking.
Light bites. So there are bites. There's
There are
bites there.
yeah. Okay. Who eats bites at the happy hour?
I
Y'all
do.
eat? You do? I
You
never
know what? Here's
do.
my move.
I never eat
Here's
the
my move.
bite
I go
because
get
I'm always
I go
going to
get a
dinner.
little plate, and then I go like over in the corner and like eat it real fast, and then I come back like nothing
Oh,
happened.
are there bites?
Yeah, I'm a bite hider. I'm a hide and biter.
I'm the same way because I'll go through the whole day
Yeah.
of the event without eating.
Yeah.
Even if there's a buffet, I won't eat. And then when we get to the happy hour, same way, I'll go hide in the corner and just.
Well, because you can't do the glass of wine and the bites.
Yeah.
Because then you're like, you know, and then like someone wants to shake, and then you're doing the baseball elbow handshake, one
Yeah.
at a time.
Yeah.
Or if you want to really connect with people, you can do like the bite arm around things with people. No, just me.
No, that's you.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
hey, let me know if you want to do the bite arm around thing at the happy
We'll
hour.
take pictures.
I might be in maybe for charity,
That would be good.
or you can pay me not to do it. We'll just donate. It's all good. You know, whatever. Thanks, Daisy. Appreciate that. That question really advanced the narrative there. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Karen says, what are the dates? Can we reiterate the dates again?
April 22nd and 23rd.
That's a Tuesday and a Wednesday.
Tuesday and a Wednesday. It is right after Easter, so I apologize for that. But I do want to make a point that there is a full day of corporate content, but we also have fully curated content for our professional services as well. And so we've got 5 international chambers of commerce that are going to be there.
That's
We're going
crazy.
to have
5 international chambers of
Yes.
commerce.
We're going to have confessions of supply chain managers. So we're going to talk about the good, bad, the ugly.
Confessions of supply chain
Yes.
managers. This sounds like a happy hour.
Yeah.
thing.
Well,
we should do
it's
this
not-
at the happy hour.
We
should
could
serve drinks.
continue it on to the happy hour,
Yeah.
but we're going to have a corporate session. So we'll pull some corporates out of the corporate side to just talk to us and tell us, you know, what's going on in their companies and how we can help support them. And then day 2 is really, really awesome. We've got our relocation journeys. We're going to be talking about people who have gone from corporate to supplier side and vice versa, that have gone from supplier side to corporate.
I think that's a really interesting transition because
It is.
in this market right now that we're in, I'm seeing a lot of folks that are considering kind of going to the other side.
Yeah.
Depending on which side you're coming from, they call it the dark side. You know? And then, and it's really interesting. I had a conversation with a person who was on the corporate side for a long time who had worked on the supplier side before and was like, what do you think? Like, it was basically like, would you still be friends with me if I went over to the, you know, service provider side? I was like, yeah, sure. I would.
Yeah.
Yeah. You never gave me any business on the corporate side. So why would I stop being friends with you when you go to
Right.
service provider side? Of course I'd be friends with you. But people are like, what do I need to know to go over there? What are the skill sets?
Yeah.
Like, what are the, and I think it is important to talk about, just like when you talk about building a business case, you know, it's what is your value proposition as a professional in a kind of totally different context.
Right. Yeah. And I really challenged our planning committee to curate specific content for the professional services, because oftentimes we sit in these events and the content is really geared towards the handful of corporates that might be in the room. And this is an opportunity to really have some content that is valuable for all of us.
Yeah, for sure. We got questions coming in. Okay,
Awesome.
get in
Yes.
the comments. I want to hear your frequently asked questions or questions so weird only one person asks them. That should be really what the questions
should be.
do. Not FAQs.
Yeah, yeah.
We've been doing that for too
Your
long.
unique questions.
Unique questions. Yes, your unique questions are welcome here. Tom comes in with just such a nice way to put things.
He
Somebody
does.
logged
They're
in and
so
says, I'm here
proper.
for the most Texan Brit.
Well, I won't do my y'alls just yet.
Yeah, he's not y'all. Yeah, okay. This is great. Karen Gerba says, get in here with the questions, y'all. Karen Gerba says, what hotel are most people staying at there? There are 3.
There are 3. And then I have heard from others that none of the options are Marriott, so they're staying at a Marriott anyway.
Yeah, some of those, those Houstonians mostly. I'm looking
Yeah.
at you guys.
Yeah.
You know the type.
I know that several of the corporates that are coming in are staying at the Holiday Inn.
Is it a nice Holiday Inn?
It is,
Is it like one of the ones that make commercials about?
maybe. These are the hotels that UTD put their people in when they're coming in to meet at UTD. So
But is
they've
that-
been vetted.
What is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't have shuttles though. You'll have to Uber.
Shocking. Holiday Inn doesn't have a shuttle. But I'm sure you can carpool because we're all
Yes.
right there together.
We are.
Right, just on down the road. There's a Renaissance too. Did I see that?
I don't know.
No. Okay.
I did not come prepared
Yeah,
with
we
all
don't
of
know
the
the hospitality,
hotels.
guys. We were just
Go on the website
Yeah.
and there are 3 different options and the links are embedded in there. So you can definitely check them out. They're reasonable. We tried to price this event very reasonably for a 2-day event.
yes.
And the hotels are very reasonable because we recognize that budgets are tight for a lot of folks. So
Yeah, budgets are tight. Brittany says Holiday Inn, hotel, motel, Holiday Inn.
you'll all be smarter for staying there, right?
Yeah.
That's the joke.
Yeah. Michelle says Hilton for the stay.
Hilton for the stay.
Is it really? Is there a Hilton or is there a DoubleTree or
There is,
DoubleTree's right
what is
over
it?
here behind us right now. DoubleTree's a Hilton property. Yeah, let us know. What do you think? Karen says thank you. Is that actually helpful, Karen? You're just being
sorry,
nice.
Karen.
Janice
Let me
says
see it.
sorry driving in Dallas. Ugh, come on, it's not that bad. We have great roads here. We really
Okay.
do. HOV lanes.
There's the Hilton Richardson, the Drury, which that always, that.
I hate that name.
I do
honestly. I
too.
just hate the
Yeah.
name.
Sounds miserable.
It sounds Drury, but it's only $111 a night.
And they have a nice little hosted happy hour as well at the Drury. Little
Yeah.
Hot pro tip.
Yeah, and they probably have breakfast too if they have a happy hour.
It might be.
And then there's the Holiday Inn. So Hilton Richardson is $129 a night. Holiday Inn is $85 a night.
Those are good prices.
Yeah, and then the
Scary.
Drury is $111. So
111. You clearly can't go wrong.
I think those are UTD prices. So
That's why.
yeah.
Not saying we need Marriott options.
Sorry.
That's valid, Non. I'll
It
be honest
is.
with you. So many Marriott people. I used to be a Hilton person. I'm now a Marriott person. But I will be staying at my home.
Yeah, me too.
My wife would kill me. I work in Richardson. Why would I?
Right.
What does that say about me?
Yes.
Renaissance is one. Yes. Karen. Yes, it was helpful. Wow. Sharon with the links. Look at Sharon doing the most over here, cutting and pasting the links.
Love you,
Hit
Sharon
that like
Pepper.
button.
Sharon.
Yeah, get in here with more frequently asked questions or your unique questions are also welcome. Very cool.
We didn't even talk about the fact that there are 9 CE credits for corporates and 7
Talk to me about
for
what
everybody
that means.
else. So apparently, we just found this out. WERC, when you buy the credits, they for this event called them CEs. So if you have
Continuing
your
education.
GMS or CRP,
Oh, either one.
they're good for either one. A very prominent corporate friend of mine from the Houston area told me that he turns in his CRP credits to SHRM and SHRM accepts them as well. So you could try that.
Oh.
And
Towards his SHRM certifications.
that's what I heard. So you could try it and see,
That's interesting.
especially since for our corporates, it's free to attend.
Wow. And you're giving them bites.
And we're giving them bites and drinks.
I mean, how could you afford not to attend?
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah. And we're going to have Anupam as well.
Anupam's going to be there both days.
Anupam Singhal, the CEO of WERC.
WERC. We're not allowed to
don't
call
know
it
what-
Worldwide ERC anymore.
They were trying to roll this work thing out.
Work.
Work.
Work it.
That's a lot. I don't know.
It is.
It's a big jump.
It is.
It's one at a time.
Yeah.
So WERC,
been around
Anupam,
for a while.
CEO, WERC. He's local too.
He is local.
He's staying at the Holiday Inn or is he
He's
going home?
not. He told us he was going to go home each night, but he is
Lame.
definitely on the calendar both days, and we are thrilled to have him.
We're going to see what we can talk about. We're going to get in the room anyway, just in case. Better safe than sorry. Come on, Anupam.
Next door to Kerwin,
I
right?
see you. I see you out there. Yeah, which one's Kerwin staying in? We gotta get Kerwin. Can we phone a friend here? Yeah, so Kerwin's coming all the way from Singapore?
Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore.
That's commitment.
It is. He is so dedicated to this event. He has done so much work at night, on weekends. He
Pretty
has
much when we're
really
awake.
curated a lot of really, really great content. And I don't know if your audience knows this, but NTRP has a corporate advisory committee. There are 4 corporates that sit on our board that usually take care of corporate roundtable type stuff. But our corporates had been asking for more content. And when Kerwin approached us with this opportunity, we were like, yeah, this sounds great. This is exactly what our members have been asking for. So we are thrilled to have him.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. And then, oh, look at this. Janice says, how far are the corporate attendees traveling? Are they all from Texas?
Kurt was traveling from Singapore, and that's what, 18 and a half hours?
Yeah,
flight?
yeah,
24.
yeah. We've got some coming from San Antonio. We've got some coming from Oklahoma. We've got some coming from
that's cool.
Houston market. So
I love
yeah,
the Oklahoma thing too, because they don't have a
they don't
regional.
Yeah, they don't, and so we're really excited to be able to be that resource for them too.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense because they're only a few hours north.
Yeah,
Farrell says, I'm coming all the way from California.
we love you, Farrell.
Nice.
Farrell's also on the sponsorship committee too.
She did a lot of those.
She
as
did a
well.
lot of
Yeah,
hard
thank you,
work.
Farrell.
We love you, Farrell.
Jillian hopping in here with the Sinesta Suites idea there. That's where a lot of our folks stay when they come to visit the Sinesta, because they're here for like a week or something. They got like a little kitchenette in there.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you know, really
Make
roll out the red
coffee
carpet for
and-
people.
Yeah. You get them donuts in the morning.
We do. We bring in
That's
donuts
nice.
around here. Yeah. You know, let me ask you about the Mobility for Good Awards, because I'm hearing about this and I need to know more about this because this is a new program this year.
It is. This was Kerwin's brainchild, and I think he and Hubert kind of came up with it together. But Jonathon and Tom are kind of the chairs of that award program. So
Yeah, it's something we're really excited about. Just kind of shining a light on, I guess you could almost call them the heroes of global mobility.
love it.
You know,
Love it.
it's just we want to shine a light on those who are making the transition for the employee easier, or the company that's making the transition for the company or the employee much easier. We have different segments. One of them that I always enjoy talking about is the ESG side of it. I've seen and heard of companies that do the crating for the household goods that are reusing the wood.
Yep.
Just trying to cut down on that carbon footprint. Same thing with the movers that are reusing the boxes for each move. Just doing whatever they can to cut down on that carbon footprint. A lot of the another one that we had talked about was individual or group contribution. The destination service providers, the ones that help the international employees transition from, just for example, coming from Japan to Texas. There's a lot. There's a big difference.
Yeah, there's a lot there.
So it's just somebody that can help them with that transition, the language barrier, the immigration laws.
I hear some of the coolest stories about the DSPs. It's funny. I was talking to the team here about, I personally have kind of, I think, overlooked maybe the importance of DSPs, honestly, in this process. And then I was at the DMV the other day, and I was like, oh, okay. And then also imagine if English wasn't my first language. And also imagine if I wasn't born in Texas. And also imagine if I didn't, and then of course times that, times passport, times all the other things, right? But also they're like the lifeline for that person in this country. They might be the first person they meet, or the only person they really know. And if something medical happens or whatever, and then they reach out and that DSP, or the Destination Services Consultant, the DSC. Shout out to Daisy on our team, was a DSC in the beginning of her career. That's that lifeline, and that person intercedes on that person's behalf and helps them navigate whether. Just imagine how difficult our medical system is to navigate, right? And God forbid you're in another country and you don't understand how insurance works and things like that. So, So some of the stories, long story short, some of the stories, to your point, Jonathan, that you hear from these DSPs is pretty incredible.
Right.
I like that you said heroes, because
Yeah.
like, you know, that was kind of what we were modeling it on when we were looking at mobility for good. And I think that we talk a lot about technology and AI, and we kind of sometimes miss the human bit. And so this is people who are moving lives and really being instrumental in that, you know. And so, yeah, we have 3 different awards: humanitarian, ESG, and then individual and group. And please reach out if you want to make a submission. We'd love to have your inputs, and we're going to do some live voting on the day, aren't we?
Yes.
Let's talk about how this
And you
process
can
works.
self-nominate.
Okay, well that's how I win everything.
Yes.
So that's good to know. You hear that, guys? No more homework.
You know, realistically, we would love to hear from our corporates
Yeah.
nominating a service provider. You know, that we never get to really see that much of that reverse. It's always a service provider nominating somebody else. But it's definitely, you know, the corporates or even the HR teams. But we have a few submissions already, and we definitely would like to get more. And, you know, we love to hear from our membership team, whether it's from the corporate side or the service provider side.
So break it down. How's it work? So when are submissions due?
Submissions are due technically tomorrow, but we're definitely extending that.
Technically tomorrow.
Yeah, because we've had a lot of people write in saying, yes, we're interested. We're going to send you our information, but so-and-so is traveling. So a lot of them are going to get it to us by Friday.
So it's almost like an RFI process. Yeah. It's like intend to bid.
And we would love to have those in video format. We've got the room that we're going to be on day 2 has a huge screen, and we would love to be able to show those videos on that screen and then also do live voting. So we're really excited to see all of those submissions.
I don't think my self-nomination would look as good on video, honestly.
You know, it doesn't
Like,
have to
so
be,
here's what I did, guys.
right? It doesn't have to really be anything fancy. There's just a matter of picking up your phone, doing a selfie video. Sherrell's a pro at that.
Sherrell, will you do? Are you going to do videos for everybody? Maybe just the written nominations. You can read them. No, all right. Make your own video,
Yeah.
people.
Yeah,
All right.
y'all can do it. It's not hard.
30 seconds, 60 seconds. You
Ben
know?
does them in the cab on the way
Yeah, and they're
to.
awful.
Yeah,
And they win
anywhere.
nothing ever. not best practice. No, but all right. So how do you submit? What are the requirements to submit?
There's an online submission form.
So there's a
It's
form.
pretty simple. It's kind of 4 questions. It's just
Okay.
a little bit of info about which one you're nominating for, and then what the kind of feedback is. We will take that and review those, but then there's live voting on the day. And the awards are amazing,
They are
aren't they?
Handmade.
by Tim Reeser with fifthandcherry.com.
Wow.
So-
So like the trophies, the mementos,
They
whatever.
are, yeah.
Like sculpted.
Yeah, and Tim is an alumni of UTD, so he's giving back, which is exciting,
Oh, that's
and they're beautiful.
wow.
In fact, you literally just emailed us the proof
Uh-oh.
of how it's going to look.
They're made out
Are
of
we
wood,
allowed?
right?
Are we
Yes.
allowed to?
Yes,
Are we allowed
they
to-
are made out of
Handmade out of
wood.
wood.
He makes
Yeah.
wood cutting boards and
He
all
does.
sorts of beautiful things.
Yeah.
Is this going to be in the form of a cutting board?
No, I don't know. This
Are we
is
allowed
like
to talk
We
about
we
it?
don't think that you're going to want to cut on it, but I guess you could if you
I've
wanted
got a
to.
couple cutting boards in this business. I'll be honest with you. I really like my cutting boards. Anyway, sorry. Okay, well that sounds really cool. So there's 3 categories, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
And then people are going to live vote there.
Yeah.
So there's going to be a little bit of a kind of whipping the vote, you know, at the happy
Yeah.
hour.
Maybe.
A little bit like, hey,
no.
you know, hey,
Yeah, the voting happens,
day
yeah,
1 or
on
day
day
2?
two.
Day 2.
but you won't know.
I'm already thinking strategic.
Yeah,
you know, you
being
know.
strategic.
Well, whoever buys the extra
Sneaky.
round, may
Yes.
get the extra votes.
Yes.
Get the elbow bumps going.
Yes.
Be
Start
sure to
elbow
vote
bumping
for me
people.
tomorrow, yeah.
I'll start feeding people bites. Trust me, I got this. I'm already thinking about it. Richard Majewski says that's really clever how the camera follows the movements. High tech there. Yes, that's AI. Richard, it's also just it prefers Tom. Let's just be honest. For obvious reasons. Yeah, it just everyone starts talking with their hands, and then so basically the way it works is if you put your hand up next to the thing, it'll like lock on you, and if you L shape real quick, it'll zoom in on you. So all these kind of things that everyone's doing.
That's dangerous for me to know halfway through.
Yeah, you could hijack the entire broadcast. Yeah, very cool. All right, so I'm looking forward to that one. I am kind of looking forward to this AI panel a little bit.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, like some of these AI panels I've seen in our industry, unimpressive.
Right.
Okay, and they're like, hey, they're basically just like, hey, come use my portal at Big Four consulting firm.
Yeah.
And so I'm gonna be out. I'm gonna be looking. I'm like, I'm gonna be out here. I want to learn some tools here. So we're gonna learn some things, Sharrell.
We are, because we have assistant professors from UTD.
So we got
that are
like real smart people
really,
doing this.
really smart
Not relo people.
Not relo people talking about how to zhuzh an email.
Because you know what I'm talking about. That's
Yes.
like chatbot. Like,
Yes.
use our AI chatbot.
Yeah.
It's like in lieu of consultants, now
This
we
is
can have
going to
half the
be
consultants.
incredible, and shout out to the UTD folks for being willing to share with us. So very excited about that. It was just going to be one person, and now we're going to have a whole panel, and that I'm super
like that.
excited about.
I like that a lot. Sheila Benavides is already in the wine. She says, good looking bunch from NTRP. You could tell
Thank you,
she's
Sheila.
Thank you, Sheila.
Talk about MVP. Sheila Benavides is an MVP for
she
sure.
is. What does she do
is.
for the for NTRP?
Everything.
Yes. Yeah.
She's holding it all together right now.
She is incredible with a spreadsheet and coordinating details. She's just really done an incredible job. What an asset she is to the Cardis company, really, because she's able to handle a lot of details with thoughts at 6 a.m. and 8 o'clock at night, and she just really knows how to navigate planning huge events like this.
What impresses me the most with Sheila is that she does not allow roadblocks. None. There's no such thing as a roadblock to her.
Yep.
She will always find a solution.
Just plowing through them.
Plow
Always.
through them. Yep.
Sheila says rocking the spreadsheet. Yes. Richard Majewski's tuning in from London town saying, Tom, tell them all about how good Keswick mint cake tastes. Have that in the happy hour snacks.
Kendall mint cake got people up Everest, I will have you know.
Oh.
And
What does that mean?
It's a very sugary little treat.
Okay.
You guys love it in Texas. I mean, it's got all of
It's a bad joke in there. I'll be honest with you. I feel like that's like
Should
a
have
little,
brought snacks.
yeah, what's up with that? Come on, Tom.
We needed
Bring it up
snacks
for
for
the
this.
class.
And they make it in a big old vat. So yeah,
Big
yeah.
old vat.
A
Is
vat
it
of
like
mint
figgy
cake.
pudding?
Like it's like just like molten sugar,
Oh.
really. But
Molten
it will give
sugar.
you the power to get up Everest, like I say,
Okay.
So don't knock it until you've tried it.
All
Thank you,
right.
Richard.
Yeah.
My hometown.
Look at that. Brittany Bowie says, shout out to NTRP for organizing this and doing so much more. Also, shout out to Jonathan for his polo.
Yes.
See you, Jonathan.
What a nice polo that is.
Looking good there, buddy.
It was our gift from our president.
Nice. Speaking of which, Jonathan, you're the VP this year.
Yes, sir.
So something should happen to Sharrell.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
got to step it up.
Or
All
just
on me.
natural succession. So talk about how
They
that
don't play on the
feels.
same plane.
Yeah,
You know?
never not allowed to car. Not on the same holiday and shuttle.
too.
Okay, not on the same holiday and shuttle. Did I jack the camera? No, Tom got it. You're like, enough, Ben. Cut Ben's mic.
No, typically we actually do travel
Yeah,
together because
yeah.
whenever we're on our flights, that's our opportunity to talk about agendas.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. So as the president this year, this is your last year as the president.
It
right?
is. Yeah.
How are
yeah.
you feeling about that?
I am excited and relieved.
Yeah.
One of the
Any pardons
things,
coming up?
I don't have pardon power. They didn't
Doug
give me pardon
pardons?
power.
No.
But last year, when I became president at NTRP, you're president for 2 years, and we had to make some updates to the bylaws. And while we were making updates to the bylaws, we put in term limits. So I forced.
How democratic of you.
I
Very,
know.
very, thank you.
I forced
The Republic
myself to
thanks you.
have to roll off the board at the end of the year, and I have to be gone for at least 1 year before I can come back. So I think that
You're already planning to come back. She's already plotted a second
I am
term.
looking around at some other boards, like who could use some help.
Well, it's true though, because you learn so much when you plan big, like these relatively big conferences,
Yeah.
and you kind of have a little bit more of a sophisticated kind of regional, and there's some that aren't this sophisticated. And,
Yeah.
I mean, gosh, I look at where NTRP is now, compared to just, I think I got here in 21, beginning of 21, right? And I mean, the last 4 years, been a ton of growth. Down to the venues and just having more dynamic venues,
Yeah.
the quality of the programs, I think, the community engagement stuff that
Yes.
you guys are doing. It's just really fantastic. The attendance, the sponsorship, I mean, really all around. So kudos to the entire board.
Yeah. We've got such
And
a
you,
great
Madam
team.
President.
No. No, we really do have an incredible board. There are 19 people on our board, and so we try to have 2 people on each vertical. And then we've got full committees on each vertical as well, so that, when I roll off, there's probably going to be a couple of other people that roll off, and we're making room for new people and fresh ideas. And that's what I think is most exciting. That's how you continue to have growth, is new people get involved, new people bring their ideas and the successes they may have had with other regional groups, and really make for a better program and experience for our members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. One last thing I want to ask you about is, I heard that there's also an engagement activity or an
Yeah.
outreach activity. Tell us
Yeah.
about that.
So I actually sent out last night, if you are a sponsor, you got an email from me asking for items that we are going to build packs for Minnie's Food Pantry. Minnie's has what they call their VIP, what do they call them? VIP guests. And those are the homeless. And so I know from previous organizations I've been part of, you may have hand sanitizers laying around, or sunglasses, or a cooling rag, or something like that, you've had it for a while, bring it. We're going to be building these packs for the homeless.
Like summer packs.
Yeah, summer packs for those VIPs for Minnie's Food Pantry. Charles will be back. If you came to our House of Blues event, Charles came and talked about what good work Minnie's Food Pantry does. We love Minnie's because it is active, hands-on outreach. We are making a difference in lives. And they make it really fun to serve. And our next event is on Friday.
Actually.
This Friday right here?
This Friday, yeah.
What time is that?
It is at
coughing over here.
7:45, 8 o'clock in the morning until about noon. And they play fun music and dance around, and they keep you busy the whole time. Tom usually comes. Jonathon usually comes. I can't go this time because I'm booked up, but it is such a great time and such a great organization that does really good work. And it's rewarding for NTRP to be part of it.
Yeah, that's really cool. What I've heard, and I haven't been to Minnie's before, I've been to the
Adrian comes.
Adrian goes. He represents a lot. Is that they can go around and shop. It's more like a
Yes.
shopping experience.
They have a boutique, and so with some of the items that they collect, they move those higher end things, even toilet paper and paper towels, diapers. They have, vitamins and clothing. All of those items, I think their guests are able to attend classes through Minnie's Food Pantry. So they'll do like budgeting classes and resume classes. And for attending those classes, they earn credits. And with those credits, they can go shop the boutique.
Love that. Get in the comments here. Let us know what you think about that. If you've volunteered before or want to volunteer, put it in there. Janet Turner says, reach out to your dentist for free toothbrushes for the homeless.
Oh,
That's a good one. Yeah,
That's
they
a
do.
great
They always
idea.
come toothbrush, toothpaste, that kind of stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
I thought she was telling me to personally.
I did too. I was like,
That was a British joke for a minute.
I had a hint.
wow. It's great.
But the idea there is, everybody has branded stuff. And so everybody that's at the event is going to be loading your branded stuff into these bags for Minnie's Food Pantry. And so it's not just exposure to the attendees, but also exposure to those VIPs. So
Very cool.
yeah.
Goodness, I'm getting a little. Can I get a little more water, Sammy? Is that possible? You're doing a great job. Can I just get a little? I'm just dying over here. Oh, came back from Bourbon Street. Now a little.
You were wooing a little too
A little
much.
too much woo going on. Jillian says the boutique is really cool. I enjoyed my experience of volunteering there a ton. Super cool. So when is the deadline now to register for NTRP conference? And can somebody put the link in the comments again?
Registration closes on Friday. We have to turn in numbers. Because it's a 2-day event, we have to turn in numbers for both days. We're feeding you lunch.
Because there's lunch and
Drinks. And then I think we may send out a survey to those who are registered, asking if you plan to attend both days, because we know some folks are just going to come for one or the other. But I promise you don't want to miss either day.
Here's a unique question that I heard. Somebody said to me, well, one day is corporate and one day is supplier. And
No.
I'm like, no, that's not true.
No, there is a full day of corporate curated content, but there's also almost a full day of professional services content that has been curated. And then day 2, we're all together. So you'll be separate, but then we'll come together for lunch. We'll come together for happy hour. There will be opportunities. Our sponsors will have an opportunity to bring their wares, to have like a table that they can talk with people. And so it's going to be good. I didn't use my hands.
Yeah, you did.
Oh.
You did a thing. You did one of
Dang
these
it.
kind of things.
Sorry.
About the wares. I think it was the wares. The wares kind of like the table.
wares.
Yeah, so there was like one of those.
I was trying to sit on my
I
hands.
was like, oh, she's making a point. She's looking deep in that camera saying, you two can bring your wares. I brought my wares one time. We had a
You did.
We had a Glomo
I
Love
love
and
that
Relo
Love and
table.
Relo shirt.
And we're out. We got no more wares. We're all wore out.
Womp
We
womp.
plumb tuckered because we ain't got nothing left. But we gave away a lot of t-shirts with the gold foil
Yes.
like logos and
I should have bought that
cups and the
today.
lip balms and we blew it out.
I think Adrian's still selling those on eBay.
Is he still selling them?
Quite a few.
Those Love and Relo t-shirts were like season 1, like special
Nice.
edition. Those things are vintage now. They were part of a Move for Hunger thing where people donate and then they would get one. And then we had like some like weird sizes, like that were just left over. And yeah, we got rid of them. That was cool. It was nice to be able to like save those and roll them out. So
Still have the black Glomo cups.
yeah, the cups. Yeah, cool. Very cool. Brittany says, Ben, you have to register today. Am I not registered, Brittany?
Oh, yeah, she's going to get you.
Brittany, I thought I did register. Am I not registered? I thought I got the early
Been
bird, didn't I?
registered.
I think I did. No? Sharrell's like, no. You know all 194 people by heart?
Well,
knows
I've
I'm
had
not
to double
registered.
check because I'm
You
the
want to call
one.
people out? She's on the list. She's
I'm the
Santa
one
Claus.
that's registering.
You got a naughty in the list.
Yeah,
John says I'm not on there.
I'm registering all the speakers.
How are you
so-
ganging up with me too? You don't even open. You're not even full time. You can't gang up on me. Dang,
Got great
interns.
dimples.
These interns.
What a great smile she has. You did good hiring
Brittany
her,
says,
Ben.
"Oh, you think I hired her for dimples? This is 2025, Sharrell. Okay, we don't do that anymore.
It makes it more pleasant.
I can't even talk like that. You stop, Sharrell. Goodness, great. Cut her mic. She's in timeout. Brittany said your team is not either. Thank you, Brittany. Sheesh. Goodness.
Love you, Brittany.
She's bringing receipts.
Seriously, can we get a group discount? Can we get like a 4-person, a four
Maybe
team?
we can. Maybe we
Thank
can work
you.
something.
That's what have tipped us to 100 too.
Yeah, come on,
Yeah.
we're gonna hit a number. Let's make some
Yeah.
deals here, okay? You know, it's like the end of the infomercial here, right? Stuff starts flying off the shelf. Doing deals here. This is great. Sheila says, I have one. Very cool. Ben has been out of town. We'll get on that today. Daisy says, thank you, Daisy. The only person
Good
that cares
job,
about
Daisy.
me around here is willing to cover for me is Daisy Sinclair. Thank you, Daisy. Gee whiz. You think you know somebody. Maria's having fun. Too much fun, Maria. All right, y'all. We're running out of time here. This has been a lot of fun. Hit that like button. Show some love here to the NTRP folks. Let's kind of go around the horn real quick and just kind of leave everybody with maybe a final thought as we're kind of wrapping. All right. Tom, you want to share something?
Yeah, thank you, Ben. I am just so excited to celebrate Mobility for Good. I think it's a really cool time to be talking about the good
Yes.
stuff that we do.
Yes.
I think we want to be super positive, and we've got loads of people coming. I'm just really excited for the conference. April 22nd, 23rd. Zoom in.
Oh, it zoomed out. It's like, I've had enough of this guy.
Nice.
That's great.
I just want to say I'm looking forward to seeing everybody at this event. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a lot of networking, and it's going to be just a lot of learning. And one last thing, and this is kind of off topic, but I just want to shout out to my wife, Melissa,
Aw.
my kids, Bella, Tristan, Jaden, Emerald. Thank you for putting up with me in the schedule today.
Oh, that's really nice.
The sweet
Now
guy.
everybody's got to do that now. You know, you just did that. Now everybody's got to.
No, nobody's watching from my house. I'm a little disappointed because I wanted to play overrated, underrated.
Do we have
but-
overrated, underrateds?
Do you?
All right, here we go. You ready? Hey, you asked for it. You got it. Here it goes. All right. Overrated, underrated. This one's for Sharrell. This is a Sharrell edition. All right.
All right.
Now, I'm going to ask her. You know how to play the game?
I do.
All right. Basically, I'm going to give you a topic. You're going to tell me if it is either overrated or underrated. Those are
Yes.
your two options. Don't
Yes.
overthink it. Don't get cute.
All
Ready?
right.
And we're going to tell you if you're right. And because we have a studio audience today, including your co-guests, we're actually going to vote on it.
Oh.
And I'll be the decider as usual. All right. Overrated, underrated. Donkeys as pets.
Oh, donkeys are the best. The best, the best, the best, especially baby ones that hug you and have little gray
Hey,
eyes.
how do they hug you, Sharrell?
She just
Like,
like
get up on
leans.
two and come
No,
in
she
here?
leans into me and lets me hug her. Oh, there I go.
How much?
I was sitting on
No,
my
she's on the
hand.
hot seat. This
Sorry.
is perfectly appropriate.
You haven't seen the pictures.
In fact, do the L. Do the L to zoom in a little bit. Yeah. Try. No, hold it up. Keep it up there. Hold it up there. There you go. No, ooh, the other way. Do it again. Do it again. We're learning here. We're getting better. All right. Great. Sharrell's on the hot seat.
You
All
haven't
right.
seen the pictures of those big
Donkeys as pets.
I think donkeys are like Ben after New Orleans, right? Just a little horse.
A little horse.
Wow.
That
Where's Rob Seitz? He's our resident fun guy. A little
was a
voice.
good one, Tom.
All right, let's vote. Thumbs up for overrated. Thumbs down for overrated. Thumbs up for underrated.
We know we're going to get Brittany's vote.
All right. Well, it's really just the people here in the audience.
Oh, okay.
All right. Donkeys as pets, overrated or underrated? Oh, gosh, unanimous. All right, we're too easy on that. Was a softball.
Yeah. They're really good.
All right, next one up. Overrated or underrated? Fort Worth.
I love Fort Worth.
Talk about it.
It is underrated. I heard a rumor that 3 of the Texas regional relocation groups are planning a huge event in Fort Worth next spring.
Shut the front door.
Contract's been signed. So that's all I can say.
We're about to do another hour. All right. First of all,
Did you know they still do a cattle drive twice a day?
twice a day.
Yeah.
Noon and 5.
Yeah, it's incredible.
If I'm counting. Wow. That's mind blowing. Breaking news. A Texas-wide regional
Yes.
relo conference next
Yes.
spring.
Next spring.
Now, is that going to replace the NTRP or in lieu of?
You know, the new president is going to have to think about what
Sorry.
the program's
Jonathan,
going
is that
to
gonna
look
replace
like
the
for next
NTRP
year.
one?
I can imagine maybe something.
I thought we were referring to the new
smaller.
president.
I'm gonna tell you like my parents used to tell me all the time. We'll play it by ear.
We'll play it by ear. You hear that, Emerald? You're getting a donkey. We'll play it by ear.
It's good. the way that we're planning it right now is it's going to be really big, and the location is going to be really big. I mean,
What's the location?
You guys are going to be so excited. We're going to hold it.
We're not telling?
Are we telling?
Brittany says, how
you
do
wanna
people
tell?
not know that? I think you might as well tell them. What are we going to hold
We're
it back
going to
for?
Billy Bob's.
Shut up.
We're renting the whole thing.
You're lying. For real?
For real.
for real.
Yo, you hear that, Jillian? Going to Billy Bob's. Jillian used to go to Billy Bob's in high school. She'd come down for cheer from
Nice.
Connecticut, and they would take them all to Billy Bob's. A bunch of high school girls to Billy Bob's. Sounds terrible.
Wow.
What an awful idea.
Yeah.
But anyway, this idea is great.
This is a great idea.
This is a great idea. And there's
It's
going to be
gonna
bull
be
riding
incredible.
too.
Bull riding too.
Are they going to have the live bulls going? Because they got a mini rodeo.
We're
They
gonna have,
do.
We're gonna have the mini bull. We're gonna have the mini rodeo with the live bulls.
Yeah. Actual cowboys.
This
in
is
the
the
house.
best thing that ever happened to me. I love Fort Worth. My team will tell you, like, honestly, if I wasn't doing the show with you right now, I'd be in Fort Worth. I love Fort Worth.
Why didn't you
so
buy a
much.
house in Fort Worth? It's too far from Dallas.
That's what everybody says, but then my people wouldn't want to commute and I'd lose everybody.
Yeah. That's
Nobody
probably
actually, no
true.
serious people don't live in Fort Worth. It's just for parties in college. Just kidding.
So it's underrated.
We got to vote. Fort Worth as a city / venue, overrated or underrated?
Is underrated.
Underrated. Yeah.
Yeah. This is so backwards. Or underrated at the top. Okay. Yeah, Fort Worth is the bomb. Fort Worth is one of the top 5 party towns in the United States.
Yeah.
Yeah, people are just going nuts in the comments. Woot woot. We're getting a woot woot. Billy Bob's with all the exclamation points. Daisy just used all the exclamation points. Jillian, there you go. Went to Billy Bob's for the first time at 14. That is irresponsible. Someone should be locked up. Sounds
Yeah,
like
but that was only what 4 years ago.
they made in the 20s about. Man, shots fired. Oh my gosh. Let's see how do people not know about the cattle drive? Not about Billy Bob's. Yes, we got you, Brittany. Cool beans. All right. Wow, this is getting good. Wow, you've been rewarded. If you've hung out for an hour, you've been rewarded. All right. Next one up. You ready? Overrated, underrated. The Texas Rangers.
Not underrated, but not overrated either. They're rated.
Remember the rules. There's 2 rules. Minutes,
Underrated.
don't get cute. Don't
They're
get cute.
underrated.
Underrated. Oh, are they?
Do you know?
Overrated, underrated. Texas Rangers. Here we go. Votes. And oh, thumbs down.
Well, I'm going.
Nathaniel, I don't see a vote.
No.
You can't abstain. You cannot abstain. You cannot abstain.
This way.
If you
Go
don't,
this way.
Oh,
Good
you're wild.
job,
You're wild.
Sammy.
Good job,
You're
Sammy.
doing such a great job.
It's just not cricket. You know?
It's just
it's
not
not
cricket.
There you go.
It's not cricket.
Wow. All right. You're 3 for 3, Sharrell. You ready?
Ready?
Overrated, underrated. Points as a benefit, as a relocation benefit on your mortgage.
Oh. Points are underrated
Why?
because they're
John, we didn't ask for the vote. Okay? You guys sell mortgages over here.
That's it.
it's a tax neutral thing. I will say, I personally am a bigger fan of MITA than of paying discount points
What's MITA?
because the mortgage mortgage interest differential. Because you can take $10,000 and it actually affects the monthly payment versus a discount point that is amortized over the life of the loan. So if you're going to move that person in 3 years, your money ahead, you're making a bigger impact if you do a MITA versus doing discount points.
Well, that was a very sophisticated answer.
The truth.
All right, let's vote on it. Overrated, underrated. Points as a reload benefit. Why not? We're all in the reload benefits.
Yay, I win!
Not yet. That's only 4. It's 5. Okay. Pump the brakes. Here we go. Last one up, and we're actually taking a crowd suggestion here.
Okay.
Overrated, underrated. From I'm not actually gonna tell you who wrote this.
Okay.
Overrated, underrated. March Madness.
Overrated.
It was all chalk this year, wasn't it? All 1 seeds. That's as much as I know about that.
Well,
Overrated.
you sounded like you knew something about chalk. You know about chalk. All chalk.
Only when I found out
until it gets to the
the
Final
UK
Four.
was Kentucky. Like, I thought the UK was the UK.
No, it's way cooler. March Madness, overrated, underrated. She says underrated. What do you say? Overrated, underrated. Oh, you waited on that one too. Sharrell went out on a limb and only got an 80. All right. You know what? That one's from Brittany Bogus.
My wife is a big Paige Buckers fan, so UConn
Yeah.
winning it.
Oh, yeah. That's true. You got the men's and the women's. The women's tournament, I don't know, it might be better than the men's tournament. To be honest.
Last
More
year with
stars,
Caitlin-
too.
Last year with Caitlin Clark, this year with Paige Buckers.
Yeah, I wish
Keeps
Juju
getting
was
better
in
and
there.
better.
Yeah, Paige is
Juju will be back next year.
She will be back. The games were crazy, although it was all chalk until the end. Auburn was the number 1 overall seed. They did not win it. Duke also, I think, was maybe the number 2, did not win it. The number 2 out of the ones. Yeah. And then Houston just put up that was awful. 19.7 seconds left. At the end, they call a timeout. The inbound, they can't even get a shot off. 19.7. I can get a shot off in 19.7 seconds. Come on, you have a timeout. You drop a play. Kelvin Sampson wants to make it the kids' fault, guys. You're the coach. Anyway, Houston Cougars go down to the Florida Gators. Last I was screaming about that game on Bourbon Street last night. But, whatever.
That's why you're hoarse.
Yeah. Robert Zeiss says, Tom Richardson is bowling me over with the cricket jokes. Wicked funny. Wow. Holy smokes. This is great. Everybody's having a great time, y'all. Hit that like button. Get in the comments. Send a little love out to the NTRP folks. It's been really
Get
nice.
registered.
Yeah, get registered, everybody at Glomo. Really great. Thanks for coming out
Thanks
to
for having us.
HQ here. I don't think we've ever done 4 people live before. Yeah, we broke
First
everything.
time.
So thanks for
We're breaking all the records.
we're breaking all the
all the
records
records.
here.
Right. It was a lot of fun.
It was
Thank
good.
you. We'll have to do this again at the conference. We'll have to find a time slot to do
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Maybe a happy hour.
Maybe. I'm gonna be gobbling and drinking this, bumping people. We'll try to keep it at the regular time slot. It's gonna be
Yeah.
hard to do.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good, y'all. We will see you. We got a full slate this week, right, Sammy? Do you know who we got up the rest of the week?
Luba Davis tomorrow.
Luba Davis
Luba,
tomorrow.
love Luba.
People love Luba.
Yeah, she's
It's going to be
awesome.
super fun.
Yeah.
Excited.
I'm the only person that doesn't know Luba.
You don't know Luba?
No, everybody's like excited. Like, I'm looking forward to meeting her.
She's awesome.
So that's awesome. All right, and then what do we got Thursday?
With Hunter
We got Hunter Monroe on Thursday,
Hunter.
and
Awesome.
on Friday, are we trying to sneak a UTD?
Fine, it's not confirmed.
Your people, your UTD people. What's going on? We're trying to get the kids on Friday.
Oh, that's
The
awesome.
mobility club. Yeah.
Yes.
So we'll see. You've been hyping them up so much. We'll see if they really got it or not. They're
They're
good.
good.
Yeah. No, we've had them on before. They're really smart. So we're gonna have 4 episodes this week. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, y'all. Take care, everybody. See you.